Most people believe you have to starve for days to spark autophagy, that deep, cellular cleanup mode your body uses to repair itself. But what if I told you that's not true? You don't need a 3-day water fast or a crash diet to flip that repair switch. Your body was designed to heal daily if you simply stop interrupting the process. Autophagy is your body's built-in detox and recycling system. It takes the old, damaged proteins, the broken mitochondria, the sluggish cells, and it cleans them up, repurposes the good parts, and discards the waste. It's how your body renews itself from the inside out. But here's the problem: most of us never give it a chance to work. We eat from sunrise to bedtime, constantly spiking insulin, keeping our metabolism stuck in storage mode. When insulin stays high, autophagy shuts off. It's like leaving the janitors locked out of the building. The mess piles up, inflammation rises, energy drops, fat accumulates, and your brain feels foggy. The good news? You can fix this without marathon fasting. Just a few small daily shifts, tightening your eating window, choosing clean fuels, lowering insulin naturally, can switch on light autophagy every single day. And when that happens, your body becomes a repair machine, clearing out toxins, burning visceral fat, restoring energy, and protecting your brain from aging. You'll learn exactly how to make that happen, how to use short, strategic fasting windows, simple food timing, and insulin-lowering tricks that fit into real life. Because the goal isn't punishment or deprivation. The goal is to help your body do what it was designed to do: clean, repair, and renew every single day. Autophagy sounds complicated, but it's actually one of the most natural, life-saving processes your body performs when you let it. The word itself comes from Greek, meaning self-eating. But don't worry, it's not as harsh as it sounds. It's your body's intelligent recycling program, taking old, damaged cells and turning them into brand new energy. Imagine cleaning out a cluttered garage. You toss the broken tools, recycle what still works, and suddenly there's space again. That's exactly what your cells do through autophagy. Every day, your body is exposed to stress, poor sleep, processed food, inflammation, even emotional strain. Each one damages cells a little bit at a time. Over weeks, months, and years, that debris builds up. It's like your body collecting microscopic trash, misfolded proteins, broken cell parts, and worn-out mitochondria, the little power plants inside each cell. When that garbage piles up, your metabolism slows, your energy crashes, and fat burning grinds to a halt. Autophagy is how your body takes out the trash. It finds the damaged pieces, digests them, and reuses their parts to create stronger, more efficient cells. The result? Less inflammation, better metabolism, and sharper brain function. And here's where it ties directly to fat loss. Autophagy and insulin are closely linked. When insulin levels stay low for a while, like between meals or during short fasting windows, your body switches from storing to cleaning and burning. That's when visceral fat starts to melt away. Visceral fat, the dangerous kind that wraps around your organs, doesn't just sit there. It releases toxic signals that block insulin, damage mitochondria, and slow autophagy even further. So when you activate autophagy, you're not just burning fat, you're repairing the metabolic engine itself. It's like changing the oil, replacing the filters, and tuning up the entire system so it runs cleaner and more efficiently. Think about the last time you cleaned out a closet. You didn't just make space. You found items you could reuse, things that had value hidden under the mess. That's what your body does through autophagy. It takes damaged cell parts and uses them as building blocks for new, healthier tissue. Muscle cells become more efficient, brain cells communicate better, and even your skin begins to look clearer and more vibrant. The benefits go far beyond weight loss. Studies show that regular autophagy reduces the risk of Alzheimer's, heart disease, and even some cancers. All conditions linked to chronic inflammation and cellular damage. This is why fasting, or even gentle daily autophagy, is often associated with longevity. When your cells stay clean, they work like they did when you were younger. Energy production stays steady, inflammation quiets down, and your body stops attacking itself. But the real beauty of autophagy is that it doesn't require perfection. You don't have to starve or live in the gym. You just need to stop feeding constantly, stop spiking insulin, and give your body a few quiet hours to do its repair work. That's when the detox happens naturally. No supplements, no fancy detox teas, just your body doing what it's wired to do. When people finally experience this, they notice subtle but powerful shifts. Their morning energy improves, cravings fade, bloating goes down, and the scale starts to move. Not because they're forcing it, but because their biology is finally cooperating. The fat that once clung stubbornly to the waist or belly starts to release, especially visceral fat. And with that comes mental clarity. Because when your cells are clean, your brain feels clean. That's the secret most people miss. Fat loss isn't about chasing calories or pushing harder. It's about clearing the cellular junk that's blocking your metabolism from working. Once autophagy turns on, your body naturally finds balance again. Energy stabilizes, repair accelerates, and you start burning fat around the clock, even while you sleep. Autophagy doesn't happen by chance. It's not something you can force with supplements or wish into existence. It's a natural process that depends on one major hormone, insulin. Insulin is the body's energy manager. Every time you eat, especially carbs or sugary foods, insulin rises to help store that energy. It tells your cells, we've got plenty of fuel, let's save some for later. That's perfectly normal until insulin never gets a break. In most people today, insulin is working overtime. From breakfast cereal to late night snacks, the constant flow of glucose keeps insulin levels elevated all day. And when insulin is high, your body gets a very clear message: stay in storage mode. Burn sugar, not fat, build fat cells, don't repair them. In that state, autophagy shuts down. The cleanup crew is told to stand down because the body thinks it's in a constant feeding mode. There's no reason to recycle or repair. That's why so many people feel stuck. They eat healthy, they count calories, but because insulin is never low, the internal repair system never turns on. Their bodies stay inflamed, tired, and resistant to fat loss. It's not about willpower. It's about biology. When insulin stays up, the on switch for autophagy stays off. Think of insulin and autophagy like a light switch. When insulin is up, the light for repair is off. When insulin comes down, during fasting or between meals, the repair light turns on. This rhythm of rise and fall is what metabolic balance really means. It's not about extremes, it's about giving your body both feeding and fasting states so it can cycle between growth and repair. Short fasting windows are one of the simplest ways to restore this balance. Even a 14 to 16-hour window overnight can drop insulin low enough to nudge your body into cleanup mode. During those fasting hours, your liver starts using stored fat for fuel, glucose levels stabilize, and cells begin recycling damaged parts. That's autophagy in action, quiet, steady, and deeply healing. Meal timing plays a huge role too. When you eat matters almost as much as what you eat. If you're grazing all day, even on healthy snacks, insulin never gets a break. But when you consolidate your meals, say 2 or 3 satisfying meals within a defined window, insulin drops for longer stretches between them. That's when your body can repair. And then there's the type of food, carbohydrates, especially refined ones, because the biggest insulin spikes. Every spike pushes autophagy further away. On the other hand, protein and healthy fats from eggs, fish, olive oil, or avocados have a gentler impact on insulin, keeping your energy stable and repair mode accessible. The goal isn't 0 carbs forever. It's to lower the total insulin load so your body spends more time in cleanup mode than in constant storage. You can think of it like this. Insulin is the body's storage hormone. Autophagy is the body's repair process, and they take turns. One can't dominate if the other needs to work. But in today's food environment, insulin never leaves the stage. The lights for repair stay dimmed, the cellular clutter piles up, and we start aging faster, gaining visceral fat and losing metabolic flexibility. When people finally lower insulin, even slightly, the shift is dramatic. They feel lighter, mentally clearer, more energetic. Their hunger stabilizes because insulin isn't constantly yanking their blood sugar around. And under the surface, the cleanup begins, cells repair, mitochondria multiply, and inflammation fades. The best part, this isn't extreme fasting or starvation. It's about reclaiming your body's natural rhythm. When insulin rises and falls in a healthy pattern, autophagy flows naturally, like the tide coming in and out. It's that metabolic rhythm that keeps you young, lean, and energized. So when we talk about activating autophagy, the real secret isn't about how long you fast. It's about how well you manage insulin. Once you lower that hormonal barrier, your body knows exactly what to do. It starts burning fat, clearing waste, and repairing itself from the inside out, all because you gave insulin permission to rest. The beauty of autophagy is that you don't need to fast for days to trigger it. You just need consistency. Your body loves patterns. It learns from repetition. That's why short, daily fasting windows can be so powerful. They give your body a rhythm to follow, a time for nourishment and a time for repair. When that rhythm stays consistent, even light autophagy becomes part of your daily biology. A simple schedule like 14-10, 14 hours of fasting, 10 hours of eating, is enough to begin training your metabolism to dip into repair mode. For example, you might finish dinner by 7 p.m. and eat your first meal around 9 a.m. the next day. That overnight stretch while you sleep becomes your healing zone. Your insulin levels stay low. Your liver switches from storing glucose to burning fat, and your cells start cleaning house. You wake up feeling lighter, more focused, and with steadier energy. Once your body adjusts, you can stretch that window to 16-8. 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours for meals. Most people find this fits easily into their lifestyle. Coffee or tea in the morning, lunch around noon, and dinner before 8 p.m. It's not deprivation, it's structure. The key is that during those 16 hours, you're not constantly triggering insulin with snacks or sugar. You're giving your body permission to rest and repair. Even an 18-6 schedule, where you fast for 18 hours and eat within 6, can be powerful when used occasionally. It gives the body a deeper clean out, pushing autophagy further, especially if you've had a few heavy meals or late night snacks. But the real secret isn't intensity, it's balance. It's knowing when to push and when to rest. That's how you prevent burnout and build long-term metabolic resilience. Your metabolism is like a muscle. It gets stronger through gentle stress and recovery. Each short fast is a workout for your cells. They become better at burning fat for fuel, more efficient at recycling damaged parts, and less dependent on constant glucose. Over time, your body learns to thrive on flexibility, shifting between fed and fasted states with ease. That's metabolic resilience, and it's the foundation for lasting fat loss and longevity. The challenge, of course, is fitting fasting into real life. With family dinners, social events, and unpredictable schedules. But that's the beauty of short fasting, it bends with you. If you have a late dinner one night, just shorten your fast the next morning. If you wake up hungry, eat a little earlier and resume your window later in the day. The goal isn't perfection, it's maintaining that steady rhythm most of the time. For busy parents, the 14-10 window often works best. It's flexible enough to have breakfast with kids or enjoy an evening meal together. For those with demanding jobs or night shifts, fasting can be adjusted around your work hours. What matters is that you're consistently creating those insulin-lowering gaps, those hours where your body isn't digesting, just repairing. And remember, fasting isn't just about not eating. It's about what you eat when you do. Breaking your fast with protein and healthy fats, like eggs, salmon, avocado, or olive oil, keeps insulin low and extends that repair mode into your eating window. This prevents blood sugar crashes and helps your body stay balanced throughout the day. When you build this habit, something amazing happens. Your hunger starts to change. The cravings fade, your energy lasts longer, and food becomes a tool instead of a trigger. You're no longer running on sugar spikes and crashes. You're running on clean, steady energy. This is why short, consistent fasting beats long. Punishing fasts every time. It's sustainable. It teaches your body to trust you again, to burn fat, recycle waste, and restore energy daily without stress. Over weeks, your metabolism becomes stronger, your fat stores shrink, and your cells stay young and efficient. That's the rhythm of real healing. Small, consistent windows that add up to massive results over time. You don't need to disappear into a 3-day fast to activate autophagy. You just need to give your body a few quiet hours every day and let the natural repair begin. What you eat during your eating window is just as important as when you eat. Fasting gives your body the time to repair, but the food you choose determines whether that repair continues or gets shut off. Most people unknowingly stop autophagy the moment they break their fast by flooding the body with sugar, processed carbs, or junk oils. It's like cleaning your house all night, then dumping a bag of trash back on the floor in the morning. The cleanup can't continue if the environment keeps getting polluted. Autophagy thrives when you feed your body clean, nutrient-dense foods that keep insulin low and support repair. That means focusing on protein-first meals, healthy fats, and low-carb vegetables. Protein is the foundation. It's what rebuilds the tissue that autophagy just cleared out. After hours of fasting, your body is ready to use amino acids efficiently, repairing muscle, skin, and organ cells. Starting your meal with protein ensures those nutrients are used where they're needed most. When you break your fast, think simple eggs cooked in olive oil, salmon with avocado, or a piece of grilled chicken with sauteed greens. Those combinations tell your body, we're staying in repair mode. The insulin response stays modest, energy remains steady, and the fat burning momentum continues. In contrast, breaking your fast with a bowl of cereal, toast, or a sugary smoothie sends a different signal. Insulin spikes, autophagy stops, and your body switches back to storage mode, undoing hours of repair in minutes. The timing of protein matters too. Loading your first meal with protein helps regulate appetite hormones throughout the day. You feel full longer, cravings fade, and you're less likely to snack. That stability protects the fasting rhythm and allows autophagy to resume between meals. In fact, when you hit your protein goals within your eating window, usually 1 gram per pound of lean body weight for most people, your metabolism stays active and muscle preservation improves even while fat is burning. Low-carb vegetables are another essential piece. They provide fiber and micronutrients that support detox pathways without raising insulin. Think spinach, broccoli, zucchini, and cauliflower, foods that give volume and nutrients without glucose overload. They also help your gut microbiome flourish, and a healthy gut directly supports efficient autophagy. A sluggish digestive system filled with processed food residue forces your body to deal with inflammation instead of focusing on cellular repair. Then there's fat, the steady, clean-burning fuel that bridges fasting and eating. Healthy fats like olive oil, avocados, grass-fed butter, and nuts give your cells a slow release of energy without insulin spikes. They also help your mitochondria, those tiny powerhouses inside your cells, function better, extending the benefits of fasting long into your eating window. When combined with protein, fats make your meals more satisfying, preventing overeating and keeping your metabolic balance in check. The biggest mistake people make when trying to combine fasting and healthy eating is thinking they can whatever they want during their eating window. But the truth is, fasting magnifies whatever you feed your body afterward. If you break your fast with junk, you amplify inflammation. If you break it with clean protein and real food, you amplify repair. Your body is incredibly sensitive right after a fast. It absorbs nutrients quickly and responds strongly to whatever signal you give it. So imagine your first meal as a message to your metabolism. Do you want to tell it to store fat and stop cleaning? Or do you want to tell it to keep burning and rebuilding? That's the power of food timing and quality. By choosing protein first, nutrient-rich meals, you extend the benefits of fasting far beyond the fasting window itself. Over time, this clean eating rhythm becomes effortless. Your body starts craving real food because it finally feels the difference. No bloating, no brain fog, no sugar crashes. You feel stable and energized throughout the day, and your fasting becomes easier because your metabolism is finally cooperating. The combination of short fasts and clean, protein-based eating is what creates the lasting magic. You're feeding your cells exactly what they need to stay young and efficient while keeping insulin low enough for autophagy to keep humming quietly in the background. It's not about strict rules, it's about consistency and respect for your body's signals. Each clean meal becomes part of the repair process, helping your body burn fat and build strength at the same time. You don't have to be fasting all the time to keep autophagy working in your favor. In fact, some of the most powerful ways to activate this natural repair system have nothing to do with food at all. Your body is constantly responding to signals, not just what you eat, but how you live. Sleep, stress, hydration, and movement all talk to your cells. They either whisper, repair and heal, or shout, inflammation and storage. The good news is you can train those signals to work for you every day. Start with sleep. While you rest, autophagy naturally rises. Your brain uses those quiet hours to clean up damaged cells, flush out toxins, and reset your metabolism for the next day. But that process only happens when you get deep, consistent sleep. Late night eating, scrolling, or stress hormones like cortisol can block it. If you fall asleep with insulin still high from a bedtime snack, your body spends the night digesting instead of repairing. Giving yourself 2 to 3 hours between your last meal and bedtime is one of the simplest ways to encourage nighttime autophagy. You'll wake up clearer, lighter, and with more stable blood sugar. Then there's stress. one of the biggest silent blockers of autophagy. Chronic stress keeps cortisol high, and cortisol raises glucose, which keeps insulin high. It's a cascade that shuts down your repair system, even if your fasting is perfect. Managing stress doesn't mean escaping life, it means creating recovery moments within it. Breathing deeply, going for a short walk, journaling, or simply taking 5 minutes away from screens can calm your nervous system and lower cortisol. When that happens, insulin naturally falls and your body slips back into balance. Hydration is another overlooked trigger. Autophagy relies on fluid movement. Your cells need water to flush out debris and deliver nutrients for repair. Dehydration thickens your blood, slows circulation, and stalls detox pathways. Starting your day with a full glass of water and adding electrolytes when fasting can make a huge difference. It's not about gallons of water, it's about consistency. Clean hydration keeps the cellular environment ready for recycling. Movement ties it all together. You don't need to live in the gym. Just move your body daily. Gentle activities like walking, stretching, or resistance training send powerful metabolic signals. When muscles contract, they help lower insulin and improve glucose uptake. Even a 10-minute walk after meals can help shuttle sugar into muscles instead of storing it as fat. That post-meal movement extends the fasting benefits and keeps autophagy active longer into your day. Over time, these small movements build what scientists call metabolic flexibility, your body's ability to switch between burning glucose and fat with ease. Combine these habits, sleep, stress management, hydration, and movement, and you create an internal environment where autophagy can thrive even when you're not fasting. You're stacking small, positive cues that tell your body, we're safe, we're balanced, and we can repair. The more you reinforce that message, the more your body listens. Inflammation stays low, energy stays stable, and your metabolism becomes a steady fat burning machine. What's powerful about these habits is how simple they are. They don't require supplements, biohacks, or complex programs. They require awareness, noticing when you're tense, thirsty, overworked, or underslept, and gently bring yourself back into rhythm. The body loves rhythm. It thrives when meals, rest, and movement follow a predictable flow. That rhythm becomes your internal autopilot for healing. And the results sneak up on you. You start waking up rested without caffeine crashes. Your afternoon energy dips fade. The bloating that used to feel normal disappears. Your body composition shifts, less visceral fat, more lean tissue. And beneath it all, your cells are quietly cleaning, recycling, and rejuvenating. When you combine daily fasting windows with these lifestyle anchors, you're not just practicing autophagy, you're living it. You've built a foundation of balance where your body is always slightly leaning toward repair, not breakdown. You become metabolically calm, your energy feels predictable, your cravings quiet down, and your weight starts to settle at its natural, healthy point. This is what makes autophagy sustainable. It's not about chasing perfection or extremes. It's about stacking small wins that teach your body to clean up every day while you live your normal life. When you start living in rhythm with your body, fasting gently, eating clean, managing stress, and sleeping deeply, something begins to shift. The small choices you make each day start working together, quietly reprogramming your metabolism. Light daily autophagy becomes your body's steady background rhythm, keeping things clean and efficient without the need for extremes. You're no longer bouncing between diets, detoxes, or motivation bursts. Your body learns to do what it was built to do: burn fat, repair self, and renew itself day after day. Over time, this creates real, lasting transformation. Energy that once came in waves becomes stable throughout the day. Morning fatigue disappears because your cells are no longer drowning in waste. That mid-afternoon crash fades away, replaced by a calm, alert focus. Your brain feels clearer because autophagy doesn't just clean your body, it cleans your mind. The fog that once made it hard to think starts to lift as your neurons regenerate and your mitochondria function better. And then you notice the physical changes. The stubborn belly fat that never seemed to move, especially that deep visceral fat around the organs, starts to shrink. Your clothes fit differently, not because you're starving, but because your metabolism is finally awake again. Autophagy helps your body access that stored energy it once held onto tightly. You're no longer forcing fat loss through restriction. Your biology is finally cooperating. This is the point where most people realize it was never about intensity. It's about consistency. The long fasts and crash diets can't compete with daily metabolic balance. It's the small, steady signals. Low insulin, clean nutrition, proper sleep, mindful movement that compound into transformation. Each day of gentle autophagy builds on the last. Your cells get cleaner, your fat stores get smaller, your energy gets stronger. Even better, your relationship with food and fasting changes. You stop chasing perfect and start chasing balance. You begin to trust your hunger cues, eat when you're truly hungry, and stop when you're satisfied. You stop fearing fasting because it's no longer punishment, it's partnership. You're working with your body, not against it. When you build a daily routine around these principles, it stops feeling like effort. You might start your morning with water and a walk, ease into your first meal with protein and healthy fats, move your body a bit after eating, and close your eating window by early evening. It becomes natural, like brushing your teeth or taking a shower. Your fasting hours are no longer a challenge, they're simply part of how you live. And what's remarkable is how forgiving this lifestyle is. If you have a late dinner, a social event, or a day where you need more food, that's okay. You don't lose progress because your body remembers the rhythm you've built. The more consistent you are, the more resilient your metabolism becomes. One imperfect day can't undo weeks of balanced living. That's the secret of long-term fat loss and cellular renewal. Not perfection, but persistence. You're teaching your body a new language, one where every choice matters, but no single choice defines you. Each day you keep insulin low for a few hours. Each time you choose real food. Each night you sleep deeply. That's another step toward healing. You don't need to chase autophagy. You just need to create the conditions where it happens naturally. Because once you learn to keep it gently switched on each day, your body becomes its own detox and fat-burning system, naturally and effortlessly. The inflammation fades, energy rises, and your metabolism becomes smooth and predictable. You start to feel like yourself again, calm, clear, light, and strong. That's the power of daily autophagy, not as a quick fix, but as a lifelong rhythm of renewal. Every day, your body gets a little cleaner, a little younger, a little stronger. It's your built-in healing system. And once you learn to work with it, you never have to fight your body again.